now that we've gotten the dog where they want to put their head in the muzzle, they're fine being baited in there. Now we really want to start having it where it's on command. Yes. So I want to make sure I'm using my terminal marker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to either have food in my hand for that conflict or have no food in my hand at all. And I'm going to just hold the muzzle. Yes. And right when she puts her muzzle in, I'm going to mark it and reward. Yes. So now we're starting to get some duration of the dog's head in the muzzle. Yes. And we're being able to release them out with our terminal marker. I'll start fading, needing to go good, feed. Yes. I'll start fading that step out because now the dog has a lot of hope of keeping their muzzle, their head in there. Yes. Throwing the food away kind of makes it nice because the dog goes completely away, then has to come right back towards it. There's no more food, Coda. Coda, you ready to work? Yes. Nice job. Now the next step would be to start having it where the dog fights to put his head in the muzzle. So she gives it to me. Now I'm going to start moving backwards. Yes. And mark her wanting to stay there in the muzzle. And now I'm ready to start putting this on cue too. Muzzle. Yes. When I start putting it on cue, I'm going to, right when the dog commits, muzzle. Yes. And that command is going to slowly go from the end of the behavior to the beginning. Muzzle. Yes. Muzzle. Yes. Muzzle. Yes. Now we're getting ready to start showing the dog that we're going to start hooking it on. So, good. I'm going to go and grab these. Muzzle. So she got a little weird about me grabbing it. She kind of receded a little bit. Yes. So I'm going to mark that when she goes and puts her muzzle back, her head back in the muzzle. Muzzle. Yes. Now with the other strap. Muzzle. Yes. Ready, Coda? Coda. Coda. Hey. Ready? Muzzle. Yes. So I'm just showing her all those pictures and making sure that she's understanding that I still want her to keep her head in. Muzzle. Yes. Ready, girl? Ready? Muzzle. Yes. Good girl. Now I'm going to actually hook her. Muzzle. Yes. Because I had that little bit of like her not wanting to stay there. I'm going to condition that little part and then I'll go fully on. Now, some dogs I don't go through every little step conditioning, every little piece. Some dogs, it's just getting their head in, having some duration, and then I hook it because I need the muzzle for the dog stuff or the people stuff or whatever the case may be. If I've got a dog with Coda, she's one of my personal dogs, I can really make this a trick and work through every little step to make sure she's powerful in it. Coda, Coda, hey, you ready? Ready? Muzzle. Good. Nope. Muzzle. Good. Yes. Right there, I was able to use my no marker and kind of save it. She kind of went back into it, which was nice. Muzzle. Yes. Good girl. Right. Now another thing for a dog, Coda, it's very common. Come here, Coda. Sit. It's very common that Coda is in a muzzle all day, maybe. So it's something that I want her to be pretty used to, and that I can get the muzzle on and off pretty quick. So once I've got a dog that's really established and in the muzzle and doesn't try to paw it off, it really is just something that they wear, I'll hook it already and I'll start showing the dog how to push their head through the muzzle. So I'll do that right now. Muzzle. She's a little bit less inclined to do this, so this is where the work really needs to get in place. So I'm going to just wait her out. She's a pretty good shaper. I'll wait till she pushes more and then I'll mark that. Break. I'm going to just reset that rack. Try it again. Now even gonna say the command right now because it's in this picture, it's not solid. Yes. And you saw how I was able to kind of create that by just leaning backwards. Since I've done so much of her fighting to stay in, kind of tricked her into putting her head a little bit more. Are you ready to work? Yeah? Yes. Muzzle. Good. Yes. Tiva, away. Muzzle. Yes. Muzzle. Yes. Now it's on completely. Now I'm going to feed her through it. So it's really hard for her to get the food. Now feeding a dog in the muzzle, I really want to kind of come from the underneath. So I kind of put my hand and let it on that bottom opening is where I'm just letting them kind of get the food. And I like to, I kind of keep my hand really open so they can kind of push around the food to be able to get it.